This is the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar for Friday, January 23rd, 2026, which is Yom Shishi, the sixth day of the week, 5 Shvat, 5786, and the Parsha of the week is Parshat Bo, and Daf Yomi for today is Menachot 12. Menachos 12. This is the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar. It's a combination of several calendars, primarily the Jewish calendar and the Gregorian calendar. It also takes into account the Julian calendar. It also serves as a Daf Yomi calendar. And for a while I was including the Islamic calendar. And I stopped that for a while because I didn't. It's also a lunar calendar. I didn't really have a need for it. It's basically, in terms of like numerically, it's the same as the Jewish calendar. I was following it for a while. It seemed to be the same, almost the same, or maybe a day off from the Jewish calendar. The only thing with the Islamic calendar is that it drifts throughout the year. The months can be in different seasons because there's nothing to hold it in place. This calendar it functions as a gematria thought calendar, and then you look at the date of the solar and the lunar, and you add them together, and you get a result, and you use that number to try to think about things. So today on the lunar calendar, it's the 5th day of Shvat, and as you'll notice, there are no names of months here. There's no names of months because it's a universal calendar, and any calendar that you have, you just plug it into it. These are not months. This has to be changed. These are just writing. It's just something clerical, and it should be just a letter, Aleph and Taf. I think that's what I thought about. Either Aleph and Bet or Aleph and Taf, and I think it was decided Aleph and Taf. But there's no names of months. It's just a generic calendar, and it holds 90 days of time. This rectangle, this amount of squares is actually 80, and then the bottom is a 10-day twilight period. That's 90 days, and that's one of the reasons why it's called the PL-89. It's 80, and then there's a last 10 days of that cycle. So it's 80 and 10 to make 90, so it's 8 and 9 symbolically. In a way of that's one way of, and there's many other reasons why it's 89 as well, but that's just one that applies to now. Now, you get the result of the lunar date and the solar date and the box number. The box number, and it doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The formula is 8 plus 9 plus 8 plus 9 plus 8 plus 9, and it cuts off at 40. And there's reasons for that. There's a strong basis theme of 40 in this calendar. This is 2 40s. 80 days is 2 40s. Many biblical reasons for it. And also 8 plus 9 is based on a verse in the book of Leviticus chapter 25 concerning the sabbatical, the Shemitah year. So today on the lunar calendar, the box, so it's 5 of Shvat, so the 5th day of any Shvat or February or any fixed, it's called fixed month, will always be right here, and the box is printed 2 on it. So, because it doesn't go, it's the 5th is 2, the 6th is 11, the 8th is, the 7th is 19, it doesn't go 1, 2, 3, so basically, the lunar number is 2. Okay, 2 which is E1, the coordinate. So 2, you take that number 2 and you think today's 2. And then you think about the solar date, which is January 23rd. So what's that? Well, January 23rd is not actually on this because there's 80 days and January 20th ends off over here. So where is January 23? It's in the 10-day twilight period. So it's T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, up until T10. In January, it's T11 because there's 31 days. So T3 is today, and that's counted as just 3. That goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes up until 10 or 11, or sometimes 9, depending on the month. The Hebrew month goes to 29 many times. We had that with Tevet. So, you have 3 plus 2 is 5. And that's the number for today, 5. Which is very interesting because it's actually the 5th day of Shvat. It doesn't always work out that way, but if you add the solar number and the lunar number together, it actually comes out to the date of the lunar calendar. That's one find for today. Now that's just one small disparate piece of information, but many of these pieces hopefully I'm looking to find patterns within these kind of things to say that there's a message in this. When do they add up? When do they not? What's the difference between the lunar and solar? And that's the basic PL-89 for today.